Hi, welcome to this new session. Until now, we were just discussing about the GET request, but it's time we study the other request as well because obviously now we have got the data, but a lot of time we will be posting data as well. So that is, we will be sending data as well. So for that, we have to use the post request. So now, how to handle post request? So we already know it's used to send data to a server. We use it in scenarios like uploading a file, submitting a form data. In a post request, additional parameters such as headers and bodies are also sent along with the request containing our data. Now, in our API, we have this login user, that is user login endpoint as well, which is a post request, and we have to send username and password. And since it's a dummy API, we have to send this username and password only. Then only it will be successful and it will send us a token that which will simply means yes, the user credentials are real or are valid. Now let's go to the API service, and here we will be creating post request. It will simply be future user login, and then it will accept a username and string password. So this is a very professional or this way of writing you will use in real world application as well. If I wanted, I could have directly wrote or hard code the username password here, but I want it to be much more dynamic. We will have a login URL. So I will write URI dot parse, and this will be definitely there in the URL endpoint, and after that we will have auth and then login. Okay, now it's time for the new thing, which is the response. Here the response will be http dot post for the first time, and it will have our login URL. Now we have to send the username and password in the body. So we will just say here we will write username, and then password. So this is how we send it. That's it. It was not a very big deal, I guess, because it's also a request in which we just simply do nothing much. We have our response and which will accept a URL and a body. Now here I will simply write response dot status code and all should be there. Okay, sorry, I forgot to use await. This was a very silly mistake. So just remember, when we are doing this kind of HTTP request, await is very much important. So now we will use the login user endpoint from the API. It will return a token if it's executed successfully. Now we have the function. It's time we create the screen, which is the login screen. It's so good that our application is looking more and more professional and more completed. Now let's have a login screen, then scaffold, app bar. In the title, let's have a text of name Flutter shop. You can name whatever you want. I'm just using a random name. And then background color will be colors.red accent. And now in the body, I will have a container. It will have some margins of 20, width of media query dot of context dot size dot width, and height as well. The whole height should be taken. Okay, now in the child we will have a column, and I will just use main axis alignment as center and cross axis alignment as well as center, because I want those fields to be in the center of the screen. So we will have two text fields, that is username and password. But first of all, I will make it the home page. It will be the home page of our application. Now if I refresh, we can see this is the Flutter shop, and now in the login screen we will have some two text editing controller as well. One will be name controller, it will be text editing controller, and second controller will be password controller. Now, as I said earlier, we have to use the username and password which are given here. So I will just copy it, and here in the text I will paste it, and again I will copy the password here, and here I will paste the password as well, because it should be predefined. Now in the children, let's have it two text fields. We already know how to use this text field, how to decorate it. These are not newly done. We have done it in the previous sessions. We will have an input decoration, label text, username, and then I will have some border as well. After that, I will have a size box of height 30, and then again I will have this text field which will be password. Now after the text field we will have a button. Simply in the container I will give it a height of 50 and width of media query dot height, that is the whole width of the screen. This code implies that. Child, I will have an elevated button, and in the child I will simply write login, and I will give some styling to it. Font size 25, font weight, dot bold. Okay, see, we have our login screen and it's looking pretty nice. If you want, you can have some logo or image here. It's up to you. So simply in the elevated button, I will call the our login function here. Await API service dot user login. In the username, I will write name controller dot text. In the password, I will write password controller dot text. That's it. Now let's check if it's working properly or not. If I click on the login button, let's see the console. See, it's 200 and we have our token with us. So since we have our token working, what we want is if the user successfully logs in, then he should be sent to the home screen, just like any other real world application. So this token, we will save it here in this variable, and then we'll check if token, that is get token, and the token value is not equal to null, because if it's equal to null, that is we are sending some error data. So we will just simply write if it's not equal to null, that is it is correct, we will use a snack bar to show a feedback to the user that he has entered correct credentials. I will just simply write text success and your token ID is, and simply I will print the token to the user like this, and I will give some background color to it, colors dot green, that is to the snack bar I am giving this background color. Now after that, what I want is the snack bar should be shown for 2 seconds and then we will navigate. For that duration of 2 seconds, I have to use this future.delayed function so that it waits 2 seconds and then navigate us to the home screen. Say material page route and then the home screen. Then the home page. Like this, we are going to the home page, and if the token is not there, that is there is some error, then again we will show the snack bar. But here, first of all, we will write username or password incorrect, username or password incorrect, and the color should be red in this case. Let's check it out if it's working properly or not. First of all, I will write a wrong username, that is I will remove this 4 and then click on login. See, username or password incorrect. In our uh, debug console as well, we have a message like this. But what if I make it correct and then click on login? We have this success message, and after 2 seconds we are sent to the home screen. Wow, it's looking damn nice, and we have finally understood how to use this post request as well. So since we were sending a data in the request body, it was a post request. So you have to remember when to use get request, when to use post request. But at least we have this app working. When we refresh, obviously it will come to the home screen, but now you have a basic application to showcase your friends that you have built something from scratch. Now you are not a beginner, you are an intermediate in Flutter programming. So I hope you have enjoyed till now. In the next session, we will be talking about the final two requests, which are put request and the delete request. So definitely we will enjoy working on those features as well. Till then, just try to understand the code deeply. If you have any more doubts and all, please, you can also Google it or ask us in the feed form and all. But definitely it's a very important concept. And while you are building an APIs with Node.js, MongoDB, then you have to use this HTTP request a lot of times. Thank you.